Good boss of YouTube, what's up, how's it going everybody? Have for y'all today, pretty fun NU Wi-Fi battle I had against ShinyDelphox off of my Discord. Hopefully everybody has still been enjoying their holidays. New Year's is very close. I think we're about a day or two away when this should be going up, which is kind of crazy. So yeah, pretty excited about that. Of course, if you guys do enjoy the awesome battle, make sure to hit that like button down below and answer the comment question of the day. And I'm using a pretty cool team I made around a Choice Banded Druddigon. And speaking of Choice Banded Druddigon, look at my Druddigon and look at his team. He's got no fairy types, he's got no steel types, so Banded Druddigon should just come in and get a KO essentially every single turn, hopefully. So that's kind of what I was aiming for in this match. Also, with him having no ground type, that meant I could just really Volt Switch turn 1 as he ended up leading off with the Vika Bolt here. I don't really have too safe of a switch into this depending on what he goes for, so I really felt like it was kind of a 50-50 on whether or not he would go for the Volt Switch or the Bug Buzz here. And unfortunately I get the 50-50 wrong as he catches my incoming Seismitoad, which does kind of suck because Toad would have been really handy in this match to Earth Power the Garbodor, Toxic the Vaporeon, and potentially even Toxic the Druddigon. I guess if anything, I'm able to get up my Stealth Rocks, which he has no form of hazard removal on his team anyway, so being able to get that chip damage off from my boy Druddigon, the mascot of the Durham Druddigons, I should be able to just nab a KO here pretty safely. If I really wanted to, I could have definitely gone straight for the Outrage, but I didn't want to do that because I felt that if he did want to try to leave in the Vikavolt, I could actually knock him out with the Dragon Claw, and then that way if he brought in the Delphox next turn I could switch out. But he actually ends up bringing in Vaporeon, and that is a clean 2-hit KO. Now, I don't think that was physically defensive Vaporeon. It might have been more specially defensive or maybe like mixed defensive, but I think physically defensive might have been able to take two. Either way though, down it goes as in comes the Delphox. And it turns out that this Delphox has Magician, and I literally did not notice at team preview that this thing had no items. So he steals my Choice Band because of Magician and lives the Dragon Claw. Thankfully though, I do have the Sucker Punch, so I'm able to knock out the Delphox. But the downside to this is that now I don't have the Choice Band on my Druddigon, which would have just been able to just come in and claim a kill every time. So in comes the Minior. I'm just gonna go for the Outrage because I felt that was my best play. I just wanted to get off as much damage as possible. But turns out that he is Minior is well trained and he gets a flinch on my Druddigon, so that kind of sucks. But hey, Druddigon still put in a little bit of work being able to take out 1/3 of his team, which is really nice because Delphox could have been a little scary late game, and then Vaporeon could have been kind of annoying to deal with possibly. So I'm going to bring in my Silvally here, and I'm going to go straight for the Flash Cannon. I don't want to mess around with this thing. I don't want a Parting Shot. I don't want a Thunder Wave. I don't want to mess around with this at all because it could be a threat if it does go for the Shell Smash. And I don't even think I could have statused it with Thunder Wave because of Minior's ability, but I will be able to knock him out. I get a crit there with the Flash Cannon. I'm not too sure how much that really ended up mattering, but we'll just chalk it up to some justice for him flinching my Druddigon as he ends up bringing in his own Druddigon. And I'm going to go for the Volt Switch, not the Volt Switch, sorry, the Parting Shot into my Rotom Mow here, and I'm gonna go ahead and go for the trick because my thought was that if he tries to switch out here, I can put the Scarf on whatever comes in, and then I'll steal whatever comes in. I'll steal their item essentially. So even if he had brought in the Garbodor there and I had got Black Sludge, I could have tricked off the Black Sludge potentially to this Druddigon or even the Vikavolt in the back as he Dragon Tails me out into my Audino after taking the Rocky Helmet chip damage. He is going to decide to switch into his Garbodor here. Unfortunately, the only offensive move I have on this Audino is Dazzling Gleam because I am actually Mega Audino, so I want to be able to take advantage of that Fairy Stab. So I decided just to throw up a Wish. This way I could get a more or less safe switch into my Delphox. Like I could definitely take a Gunk Shot, I feel, if he wanted to go for it, then gain back all or most of my HP with the wish, as he actually ended up going for a layer spikes, which by no means was a bad play at all. Like gunk shot or spiking there would have been a good play regardless of what he decided to do. And now I can just kind of click my Z move here, and something is going to be getting absolutely mollywopped essentially, because there's nothing at this point that can safely switch in. If he lives in the Garbodor, it's going to get absolutely turned to ashes. And if he brings in Druddigon, it's going to get blown back as well. Vikavolt also just going to get straight O-code. So yeah, I felt that Z moving there really gave me no drawbacks. As he brings in the Druddigon here, I don't want to take a potential sucker punch, so I decided to switch into my Rotom mode. This also covered him wanting to go for the Earthquake as he does here, and if he did want to try and Dragon Tail me, then he still would have taken the Rocky Helmet chip damage, as I go for the trick again. And I was thinking, alright, so if he tries to bring in Vikavolt, I can take off its potential choice specs, or I can see if it's Z move. If it's Z move, it may be agility, so then I can try and play around it, but he stays in regardless, and I will be able to trick him back to Choice Scarf, because I don't want this Druddigon just freely switching up moves. Plus, I will be able to still get off a little bit of chip damage with the Rocky Helmet, which is really nice, as he Dragon Tails me into my Delphox here. This is fine. I'm pretty positive that a Psyshock should knock him out of this range. Even if it doesn't, it will put him extremely low, as Druddigon does barely live, since Druddigon is actually pretty bulky for NU standards anyways. So he Dragon Tails me into my Silvally here, which is actually not that bad, because my Silvally is actually faster than his Druddigon, so I will be able to safely go for the Flash Cannon here and knock him out. Now, the only issue at this point in the battle is, if that Vikavolt is actually an agility Z move set, then it could possibly still win the battle, because I tricked off my Choice Scarf to the Druddigon, so at +2 he would be able to outspeed my entire team. So what I decided to do was just go straight for the parting shot here and sack off my Rotom Mo, because this way, if he did go for the agility here, then I could potentially try and Volt Switch if he wanted to, for some reason, double agility, which I don't really think he should have done that. Anyways, like after he had gone for agility, he would have been able to outspeed, knock out my Rotom, and then that way I could get a free switch back into my Silvally, so I could try to go for the parting shot once again and put him at -2 as opposed just at -1. But because he didn't go for agility here in this scenario, I'm pretty convinced that this is most likely just a choiced variant of Vikavolt, unless for some reason he's hiding the fact that he is agility and he didn't want to go for a potential chance to set up there. But with him being a -1, it's not really as scary as it could have been if I wasn't able to if I had not got off the parting shot. Essentially, this thing might have actually won him the game with agility. So yeah, parting shotting earlier was really good, and I'm so disappointed in Audino, man. It wasn't able to knock out Vikavolt at that low amount of HP. But then again, I guess that's why Audino is the only Mega in NU, and I really feel like if Mega Audino still had Regenerator, it would probably be so much better, because that fairy typing is phenomenal, and realistically Mega Audino does have some pretty solid bulk, but just it's not like when it loses Regenerator, it's really not as handy as it could be. That's why it's better, I think, in my opinion, to just wait to Mega Evolve every time until you absolutely need to. But hey, that is Mega Audino for you. So yeah, very, very fun battle there. Really happy that my boy Druddigon, mascot of my draft league team, put in a little bit of work there. So yeah, hopefully y'all did enjoy the fun battle, guys. Make sure to hit that like button down below, answer the comment question of the day. And with that being said, I will see you all tomorrow. And yeah, later everybody. Thank you all for watching.
I'm not here to make friends, it's time to attack and deplete your HP with a final smash. Don't make me turn around and pull a 6-foot hacks. 6 foot hacks.